What's up?
Hey everybody, welcome to mine doesn't do that. Welcome to the ProZD panel, Q&A panel. Y'all are excited, right? Okay. There was a weird silence. I didn't like it. Can we try
Yeah.
one more time? Like get really hype, like really
On
hype?
command, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm that moderator. I'll make you have energy. So before we get underway, I'm going to give you a quick note on the structure of this. This is going to be a quick interview with Sungwon and myself up here first, and then we're going to throw it to you guys for a bunch of questions. There's a microphone right there in the middle. When I call for it, go ahead and calmly, orderly, politely line up. No fights, please. And then the rules specifically for questions. Keep it brief. If he saved your marriage or your cat or you from a burning building, thank him. Tell him it was wonderful. But don't gush for too long. Next, you only get one question. Not two, not a follow-up, not a little one. You get one question, so make it count. So repeat after me. You get one question. Thank you so much. And if someone tries for two, go ahead and publicly shame them for me. Next, we are streaming this live, so please stay classy. Don't say anything your grandmother wouldn't want to hear. No cursing, nothing.
Oh, does that apply to me as well?
I mean, if you want it to.
Okay, all right.
This is audience rules. You're our guest. We'll treat you with whatever respect you want. And lastly, we're not going to do any kind of if you want to give a gift or a hug or an autograph or a selfie, we're not doing that here. Here's a table you can go to later on and have a personal moment as opposed to an in public one. So without further ado, I would introduce you, but I feel like you should introduce yourself because you probably know yourself better than I do.
Sure, yeah. Who here knows who I am already? I assume so. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sungwon Cho. I'm a voice actor. I do YouTube under the name ProZD. That's it.
Wow. Quite the illustrious resume there.
Thank you.
So we'll start off simple. Where did the name ProZD come from?
None of your business.
Thank you so much.
So that actually, my wife doesn't even know. It's a name I made up when I was 11, and it's very dumb. So it's a secret I will take to my grave.
So while we're out here exposing secrets,
Yeah.
or not exposing secrets, you used to write some fan fiction back in the day.
I did.
Can you tell us a bit about what you wrote about and
What if I just said no to all of your questions?
I mean, you could.
No.
That's an option.
No, I've talked about it. So I used to write Mario fan fiction. That's how I met my wife, was through Mario fan fiction. All I'll say about my fan fiction is it was very dark, very gritty, very violent. All OCs. It wasn't like Mario and Friends. It was like OCs killing each other. I was a very interesting 12-year-old. But through Mario fanfiction, I met some of my closest friends, including my now wife. So I guess it was worth it in the end. Yeah.
And isn't that really what matters?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anybody else out there write fan fiction? Wow.
Only these are the only people who will admit it. 80% of you have written fan fiction once in your lives.
Own it. Every single comic book writer just writes fan fiction of their comic book.
Pretty much, yeah.
Batman's just a bunch of fan fiction guys. It's cool. So you've actually managed to keep most of the details of your personal life pretty close to the vest, despite being a public personality and it being 2019, and if you breathe, people know about it. How have you managed to pull that off? Was that by design?
By being very boring. I'm honestly not that interesting of a person. I play a lot of board games. I talk about that. Hell yeah.
Same.
So I don't really have a lot of stuff to hide. I feel like that's a problem with some YouTubers these days. So
no drama, no names.
Anyway, for me, there's not much to hide. I'm a guy who is married and plays board games, and that's about it. There's not that much more to me beyond that.
Yet.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I
don't
think
like what that's insinuating.
So, I mean, you run a YouTube channel as one of your primary modes of expression, but it's also it's a business at the end of the day. So, are you monitoring your numbers all the time, like making sure that videos have enough hits, that what you're looking, or enough views, and that engagement is up? Or does it affect how you create your next video and what you make?
No.
There we go. You heard it here.
Have you seen my board game reviews? How many views those get compared to my other stuff? For me, it's just the rule of thumb for YouTube has always been just make what I want to make. And sometimes that's something that gets like millions of views, and sometimes it's something that gets very little views. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where it doesn't hurt me. Like I can make different types of videos. And I think that's important to me so that I avoid burnout, because I think burnout is something that affects a lot of YouTube people. So I try my best to, especially these days, I've definitely like slowed down a bit because I've also been very busy outside of YouTube. So I try to, oh, there's an echo, it's really distracting to me. But I try to put out stuff that I enjoy making, or at least think is funny, because I didn't enjoy making that Lunchables video. But I thought it was funny, and doing it at a pace where I don't feel pressured to constantly churn out stuff.
Yeah. Well, running it back to when you were 12.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting deep in the psyche now.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you grew up when you were 12 years old?
Ooh, when I was 12?
Yeah.
I think when I was 12, I wanted to be a teacher. That's something I wanted to be when I was very young, and I even up to college I was like thinking about it. But in high school I started doing my friend would write these radio plays, and I started voice acting, and that's when I really fell in love with that. And I was like, oh no, this is what I really want to do. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get to do that, but I know that this is what I deep down in my heart want to do. So. Luckily, and after a lot of hard work, I got to that point. But when I was 12, it was probably teaching or something like that.
So there's teachers out there then.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There you go. Respect for the job you do. Seriously,
yeah,
thank you.
No, really.
It's so important. Now, keeping with that idea of what you want to be when you were 12, if your 12-year-old self today could meet you and see the man he becomes, what you've done with your life and your career, what would he think of the man he turns into?
Does he know it's him?
Yeah. In this hypothetical, he knows it's him. You can't influence your past. You can't change anything. He's just seeing a glimpse of the future.
Well, he'd probably be very surprised. I don't know. Like I even me 5 years ago, like if I had known that this was what was going to be happening, I would be like, okay, yeah, all right, imposter from the future, like that is a lie. I don't know. I'm still kind of feeling that sort of surreal with every new thing I get to do these days. So 12-year-old me, well, first of all, I'd have to explain what YouTube is, which he would not understand. So I think he'd just be overwhelmed. Even now I'm overwhelmed.
Does that keep you grounded?
I'd like to think I'm a pretty grounded person, yeah. I think, luckily, here's my theory on fame or whatever. I think people say that fame changes people. I don't think so. I think fame amplifies the type of person you are. So if you're a dick, you become more of a dick. And if you're someone who is sort of maybe reserved or whatever, sometimes it makes you a little more reserved. I am kind of in the middle. And so
on that spectrum of reserved to
okay, I'm not saying that extroverts are dicks. That's not what I'm saying. On the scale of reserved to extrovert,
okay,
dick is a separate scale. I'm about the middle, and in terms from nice to dick, I'm about in the middle. No, I'm maybe a little bit towards nice. I don't like being mean to people, so I think that helps that I was just kind of that person already. And I think a lot of people who are famous or whatever, they're very nice, chill people. It really just depends on what you were like before. I think it amplifies. If you, like, let's say you wanted to be, I don't know, idolized or like fanned over, like that was a desire. That was never a desire of mine. But for some people, I feel like they wanted that. Oh, you want that? Okay, that's fine. When you get it, then you sort of act upon that. But I don't. So, yeah.
This is the chillest interview I've ever had, man.
Yeah.
Real laid back. But none of you came to hear me talk. Thank you for being so nice about that. We're going to do the audience.
What if they just applauded in like thunderous applause? Like, yeah, we didn't.
You have way too much power.
I know.
You can make them do that. So,
Yeah.
they
my God, they are ready. Okay.
The intuition is powerful.
Yeah.
So remember the rules, guys. Keep it quick. One question. Keep it classy. And go right ahead.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing
That's your
well.
first question. All right, go. No, okay. Yeah.
The press buttons and talk Discord says hello as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you've had a very diverse career. You started with skits. You do a Let's Play, a podcast, voice acting in both games and cartoons, and live acting. Which of those are your favorite, and like why?
My passion has always been voice acting. That's something I always wanted to do from the beginning. I think a lot of people, who here knows me from my OG Tumblr days? Okay, a couple of you. Yeah, that was my first foray into internet stuff. And that was based on me wanting to do voice acting. So for me, getting to do any sort of voice acting, whether it's animation or video games or whatever, that's what I love the most.
Cool.
Yep.
Hey, bro. I was wondering, where's season 3 of Anime Crimes Division?
You'll have to ask Crunchyroll about that. Like seriously, if you want a season 3, like watch the show. Like tell your friends to watch the show, get it more views, tweet at them. The more attention, like how any business works. If they see that there's a high demand for it, then maybe it'll come back. But let's just say that I'm ready and Freddie's ready. We just want the green light. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey,
Hello.
so as you mentioned earlier, you were a board game advocate, and I was wondering if someone wanted to take that up as a hobby, what recommendations you might have.
For board games?
Yeah.
I actually have a video that's perfect for you. It's like 5 board games for people who's getting into it. But I think in the video it was like Ticket to Ride is very classic, very simple, very easy to get into. Splendor is very simple. Even my parents could learn that, and that's a low bar. So Splendor.
I know that feel.
Oh my God, what else was in that video?
Pandemic.
I don't think Pandemic was in that video, but Pandemic is a good choice. You should just answer the questions. I think I threw Dixit in there. Dixit's very simple. Oh God, what else? Go watch the video on my channel. There's a video perfect for you. 5-bit board games to get into the hobby. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Go Blue.
Expensive hobby.
I
It is an
am
expensive
like
hobby.
a major fan of Camp. I know you're only in one episode, but I want to make it a mission to meet every person or any person possible that was in Camp. What was your experience of Camp?
My experience with Camp was great. The character I played was very fun, and yeah, I think what I liked about the character was he was basically 2 types of characters. So I really had a great time, and I love working with Rooster Teeth anytime. So I'm
you
glad
do,
I could
like-
help you on your journey, on your
Thank
quest.
you. I
Yeah.
want to meet Yuri Lowenthal. Yeah!
Yeah, oh, I hope you do.
I love that energy.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'd like to know what it would like to work on that OKKO episode.
What was it like working on the OKKO episode?
Yeah.
It was a dream come true, honestly. Like that, getting to work in the Cartoon Network recording booth was incredible. And that episode, who here has seen that episode? Okay, who here has watched OKKO? Okay, it's a great cartoon. Like that's one of my favorites, even if I wasn't in the show. I highly recommend it. But that episode is so funny, and like the designs of my characters are so ridiculous that I told my friend, or I know both of the storyboard artists who wrote that episode, and I was like, even if I wasn't in this episode, this is going to be one of the best episodes of this show. But because I was able to do it, it was a dream. Like the characters are hilarious. I got to work with Ian and some of the other voice actors, so it was great. I had a great time.
Thank you.
Hello.
If you had the chance to voice any One Piece character that hasn't been dubbed in yet, who would that be?
Oh man. Any One Piece character like that? Where are they at right now? Dub-wise.
The dub ended at Fishman Island.
Oh wow. Okay. If I just got to choose and I was selfish, Katakuri. I'd choose Katakuri. Yeah.
Excellent choice.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you.
Who is your favorite One Piece villain?
Ooh, favorite One Piece villain. As a character, Crocodile, because Crocodile is just a great character. As an actual effective villain, Doflamingo's an asshole, so I'm gonna say Doflamingo. Yeah.
I have one very important question for you.
Sure.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, sit down, please. Hello.
Hey, I have my question is 2 words. Game Grumps?
What about them?
Oh, would you like to be like a guest on Guest Grumps?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. Aaron's super cool, so yeah, sure. Not that Danny's not, but I've never actually talked with Danny, but sure, yeah.
He likes Rush. He's automatically cool.
Yeah, no, he seems like a very nice guy. Anyway, yes, sure.
Okay.
Hey. Looking back at your older videos, what's one that makes you cringe the hardest?
Oh, God. Cringe? I mean, it's probably some of my earliest attempts at voice acting, which I think are still up. They're pretty rough. So anything like that. Most of the stuff that I'm known for now, I still think is pretty funny. I don't really rewatch my stuff, but when I do rewatch it, it's fine. But any of my earliest stuff, it can make me cringe a little bit.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel soon to noodle around with voice acting.
Sure.
What sort of basic practical advice would you give for somebody who's just starting out?
From scratch? Do you have a decent mic?
Yep.
Okay. Then I would say, here's something that I would just tell anyone who's just trying to get into it. What kind of stuff are you doing? Or have you not started yet at all?
I haven't really started yet. Thinking comic dubs,
Sure.
readings, anything that I think would be fun or funny to do.
Right. I think if you're just doing it from the start, doing stuff based off existing properties will help you find your start, because it's going to be, if you do original stuff only, as fun as that stuff is, unfortunately, it's hard for people to find you because they don't know who you are. But if you do a dub based off a popular thing, people find you. That's how I got my start. I did Ace Attorney dubs back in the day. So I would say do that. Otherwise, in terms of voice acting in general, just networking is very important. So try to work with other aspiring voice actors and collaborate. You never know where you'll go from there. That's how a lot of us got our start, actually. Some of us maybe wouldn't want to admit it, but a lot of voice actors my age got our start online, just doing comic dubs and whatever for fun, and eventually built off of that. So I'd say most importantly, make stuff that you're passionate about. Don't do stuff just because it's popular or whatever. Try to do things that you personally enjoy. Because otherwise, if you get stuck and trapped in some kind of people expect you to do one thing, you'll become miserable. But if it's something you enjoy, then that's good. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my question is, are you thinking of expanding into bigger animation industries like Disney or Illumination or something like that as a voice actor?
Sorry, what's the question? Do I want to, or do I have plans to?
Would you be willing to expand out, or I guess work on other animation projects that are bigger media, I don't know, Disney or Illumination or something like that?
Yes, I would love to, and stay tuned, I guess. Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I was very vague. Hello.
Hello. What's it like having the word pro in your name with the current state of the internet?
I made some tweets about that. Just go read those tweets. That's how I feel about that.
Hello.
Hello. Did you say I love you?
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh God.
You
heard it here first.
Yeah.
You work with so many people, and who have you been dying to want to work with?
Who would I be like in terms of YouTube or anybody? You mean?
Anybody.
I mean, I would love to work with someone like Frank Welker. He's like the god of voice acting right now.
Yeah.
I would love to work with him in some capacity. Otherwise, for YouTube, I'd love to do something with like Mega 64 or like Donkey. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
Hey, Pro.
Hey.
Hey, so my question is, I follow your Twitter about some of the anime shows that you like to watch,
Sure.
and especially after this very disappointing episode of Game of Thrones that we got to experience. You talk about things like Vinland to check out and
Sure.
to check that. And my question is, has there been an anime that you and your wife have polar opinions about? Like,
Oh, okay. We're usually in agreement about most things, but I will say one show I can think of, we're not polar opposites, but Evangelion. Like, she definitely likes Evangelion more than I do. I respect Evangelion, but do I like Evangelion? Not really, no. But I appreciate Evangelion, but she actually really likes it. So I think that's one show where we definitely differ on. But that said, I'd rather watch Evangelion over 90% of most anime trash these days. So, yeah. It's just something that I personally don't know if I enjoy Evangelion, but I do appreciate its value. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Plus, the robots look really cool.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The robots are cool. That's the only reason I watch. Hello.
So my question was, what was it like working with Rocket Jump and Crunchyroll for Anime Crimes Division? So being on set, being that main protagonist.
It was amazing. I mean, that was my first sort of real live action film experience, and I think it was the best possible group of people to be doing it with. I think Freddie and the Rocket Jump crew are super nice and super chill and supportive. So that was like a dream. Like, it's very hard work. I would say that some of the stuff I did in that show is some of the hardest stuff I've ever done, just in terms of memorizing lines and memorizing fight scenes and things like that. But it was super rewarding, and I was very happy with how it turned out. So I loved it. Anything Freddie wants me for, I will gladly work on, for sure.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Hello.
What's the stupidest thing your cats have ever done?
Oh my God. I don't know, eat their own hair, like, for fun, like, jump behind the washing machine, go in the washing machine. Sophie loves to just slam a cabinet door over and over and over again, especially when it's 4 a.m. She's trying to open it. No, I think she knows that it'll get our attention. It's just like a, come pay attention to me, please, right now, like, sound. Too many things, but that's just a list of some of them. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Yep.
Hey, Pro.
Hey.
I'm also a Urasawa fan, so I'm just wondering if you've been currently like reading some Billy Bat or any of his current stuff right now. If so, any thoughts?
I read a good chunk of Billy Bat back in the day, but I caught up with whatever was released and I kind of fell off. So I do need to go back and read Billy Bat. I would love there's no official English release, right?
No, I don't think
right.
there is.
I would love for there to be like an official one, because then I would probably just jump back on. And then what's the new one? There's one with
It looked like a girl.
the girl, right? I hear that looks good. So for me, I definitely I want to read those, and I want to catch up on like some of the older stuff I've read, like Yawara.
Master King.
Yeah, like Yawara I've never read, so
No.
I would love to read his older stuff as well. I went to the Urasawa exhibit in LA, and it was amazing, and it made me really go, wow, I really need to read everything else he's done, because I've read a good amount, but not everything.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alrighty, so I've got a really important question for you.
So-
Are you ready for those breakfast Lunchables?
Am I ready for breakfast Lunchables?
Mm-hmm, they exist. I've seen it.
No, I am not ready for those.
Thank
Ugh.
you.
Thank you? Oh. Hello.
Hello. So throughout your videos, you have characters like they have pretend like Archibald and Lysandroth. Do you ever have any big plans for them, or are they just characters that you can reuse for the sake of
Big plans for them?
do you have any big any future plans, or I guess with them?
No. Those characters are very much just like use them for whatever dumb idea I have at the time. With that said, I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, I'd be open to like bigger things with them, but it's definitely not something I have in mind right now, but I think it'd be funny.
Hi.
Hello.
In your opinion, what is the most underrated tabletop or tabletop RPG or just board game?
This is like a board game? Oh,
Yeah.
underrated. That's hard to say because within the board game community, a lot of like the really acclaimed ones are like very highly acclaimed. Ooh, this isn't necessarily underrated, but a game that I've been loving lately is Aeon's End. It's a deck building game where you don't have to shuffle your deck, and it's a co-op game. I've been playing a lot of that lately, and I mean, I guess it's underrated in the sense because it's not like a Catan. Like everyone knows Catan, everyone knows even like Betrayal at House on the Hill these days. But Aeon's End I would highly recommend.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
So I like making skits myself, like comedic, funny videos, and I've been recently struggling against the algorithm on like platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. What's the best way to go about it? Would you say that ideas should be mainstream, or should you do a build-up of original ideas?
Mainstream as in what? Like based off like existing properties or like
Existing things, I don't know, just something that's already out there.
I'd say, to be frank, at the beginning, if you're starting from zero, it is easier to get your audience growing by doing existing things. Like I said before, because people will be searching for those things and blah, blah, blah. So I would say if there are things that you really personally enjoy that are like existing properties, I would encourage you to do that. I never encourage people to like pursue popular things because they're popular. Like, pursue things that are popular that you enjoy, and then it's a win-win. And then you could do like a mix of original stuff and that. It's very hard to get your start from nothing. So a lot of it, doing it based off existing stuff can really help you when you're starting.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
What would you say is the hardest thing that you've had to do as a creator?
Hardest thing I've ever had to do?
Yeah.
Like for my own stuff or for any like on a project, anyone else's project?
Whatever one you want.
My stuff, nothing is particularly difficult. But for other people's stuff, it was probably definitely doing the fight scene in season 2 of Anime Crimes Division, where I'm fighting in a hallway. That was about 2 hours of fight training, and then like 5 hours of rehearsal, and then the actual thing, we started shooting at like 6 p.m. and finished at like 2 a.m. So it was a long process, but I think it turned out really well. So that was definitely one of the hardest things I've had to do, was that. Yeah.
Hi, CD.
Hello.
Love your content. I was wondering, what's this weirdest thing that a fan's ever said or given to you?
The weirdest thing? No one's really said anything super weird or given me anything weird. Maybe this con will be the one that changes that. I don't know. So far, 99% of fans are super chill. So there are no nightmare stories or crazy stories that come to mind yet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's keep it that way, shall we? All right.
Hey, Zia, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good.
So I have a question, but first I want to tell you, King Dragon sends his regards.
Ah, yes.
My question is, as a YouTuber that has done YouTube for like kind of a long time, when you get to around 5,000, 10,000 subscribers, like somewhere in between there, what do you think is the most important aspect to YouTube? Is it like drive, passion, content? Like, what do you value the most to make you grow?
When you're at that number, I don't know. It's interesting for me because I never pursued YouTube as my dream or as I never thought it would be a job for me. So, because it just kind of happened not on accident, because a lot of it was just years and years of developing my audience on different platforms and my comedic voice, and then it just sort of happened. I think people have the impression that I just came out of nowhere, but people who follow me on like Tumblr, Vine, Twitter know that I've been doing stuff for a long time. I would say for anything, even if it's YouTube or whatever, passion is most important. Like, you need to be passionate about what you're doing, what you're making. Otherwise, what is the point? Like, if you're doing it just to get success, whether it's financial or whatever, you're not gonna be happy. Like, there are people who have insane careers of money or whatever and are not happy with what they're doing. So I'd say that passion is most important no matter what. Passion is what will get you to keep creating things even when you feel like, oh, is this gonna go anywhere? Even if, who knows? But what I know is that I enjoy making it. So that's what I'd say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Hey.
Will Prince Horace ever be saved?
Probably not. Maybe in the finale or something. We'll see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you plan on reviewing any more trashy snack foods in the future? Just like
Oh.
Doritos or something? And
Like,
just
you mean
all
the
of them?
sequel to the Lunchables and the Oreos?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
I can't wait to see.
I have not decided what the next one will be, but I know it'll probably suck doing it, so. But
I wish you
yes.
the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Kiryu or Majima?
Kiryu or Majima? Are we talking young versions or not present day versions?
Either way.
Either way? Ooh. Either way, Majima. Majima. Oh, I love that boy.
Hello.
Hello.
Back when you were doing Anime Crimes Division, what was one of your favorite jokes to act out?
Favorite jokes? There's one scene in season 1 where I have to close a ramen bottle, or no, I have to open a ramen bottle at a bar, and the direction Freddie gave me was, I was in this position, because I was drunk in the scene, and he was like, don't get up from this position and open the ramen bottle, no matter how long it takes you to do. And it's not easy to open a ramen bottle when it's here, and I'm like this. So that take of me in the show doing it is that's how long it took to do. But it's so funny, and like as soon as it was cut, everyone just burst out laughing because it was just like, it takes like a solid minute to open that bottle, which in a show, if you're just showing someone opening a bottle for a minute, that is so long. So I think that was one of my favorites to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
First, I want to say me and my best friends love your little skit of Meet the Gremlins. We died laughing for an hour.
Thank you.
My question is, how do you pick your anime that you choose amongst all the trash there is?
How do I pick my anime amongst the trash?
Mm-hmm. How do you find it?
It'll be a mix of usually like friend recommendations, and then what I actually use is Anime News Network's rating, like top 500 scale. They have like a list of the top 500 rated anime on there, and I'll usually look at the score based on that and what I've heard from people, and it usually matches up because my friends have good taste. So that's usually how I discern what is worth watching. But yeah, that's usually what I do. Cool. Yeah.
Hi there.
Hello.
First of all, I just want to say, great honor being able to meet you. Thank you very much for coming. And
my pleasure.
This has been wonderful. My personal question, so I'm actually a aspiring filmmaker. I'm trying to make my way into the film industry. What I really like about a lot of your videos, they're all these really small things that you just kind of come up with in your everyday life. And I keep thinking back to myself, a lot of those videos of yours, I could turn into a short film and it would be especially entertaining. But when I try and come up with ideas like that on my own, it's just so difficult. I just can't fathom it. How do you go about coming up with those kinds of ideas, and any tips for someone who's trying to get into that creative mindset?
Well, a lot of my stuff is comedic, and I think my brain is sort of wired to do comedic stuff anyway, like whether it's my Twitter or whatever. So, but for me, it was just years and years of just doing. Like, I say that for any art, really. It's just create. I developed my comedic tone and voice and timing over years of just doing it. So I'd say just start from scratch. Just whatever you think could be funny, even if it's not funny to start with, just make it and then try to make the next thing funnier. In terms of getting ideas, like I always just tell people, I don't know, just like watch things, like watch other shows, play video games, like experience other forms of media, and that can generate lots of ideas. Like whenever I'm playing a video game, like and like some part of it is like, oh, this part sucks. That can be a video maybe. Like if I think the part's really annoying, and a lot of my videos have been based on that very concept. So I just say consume media and start making stuff, and just don't worry if it's bad or whatever to start. Just everything you do will get you to improve.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, I just
Hello.
wanted to know your thoughts on the ending of Spirit of Justice, specifically Apollo leaving the agency.
Without spoilers.
Spirit of Justice. I guess without spoiling anything, I liked it. I liked the ending. Yeah, I liked the ending. That's what I'll say. Yeah, I thought that the decisions the characters made were fitting for them. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
So, if Vine ever became a thing again, do you think you'd be able to get back into it?
Isn't TikTok the new Vine anyway? Like, I think.
Hopefully not.
For me, I'm not in any rush to go back to other platforms because YouTube makes me money. So, like, I didn't make barely anything off of Vine. So, with that said, some people like TikTok or whatever short, like just because it's like no pressure. So I get that, but I think my channel is already very no pressure, and that I do whatever I want on it. So I don't really need another avenue to do that. With that said, I never say never, but I'm not like necessarily thinking about going back to Vine or anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, big fan. I really want to know what your opinion of pigeons are.
Of what?
Pigeons.
Pigeons. The
Yeah.
bird?
Yes.
Kind of gross.
Oh.
No, they're fine. I am lukewarm on pigeons.
That's valid. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hello. I'm good.
I'm an actor in Atlanta, and I've been looking to break into the voice acting industry. And I was just wondering, what's the biggest hurdle you've had to jump, or the greatest challenge you've kind of had to face in the world of professional voice acting, as opposed to just doing it for fun, you know?
I would say the biggest hurdle, a lot of voice acting is who you know. So if someone, like, for example, there are studios where it's like you kind of need someone to introduce you to that studio if you want to work for them.
Mhm.
So that's like a big hurdle, is like that's why I always tell people networking. Networking is super, super important if you want to do voice acting, because people can recommend you to other directors or studios. That, and otherwise, just frankly, once you get to the professional level, it's the competition. Like, you are competing against every voice actor, and they're all great. Like, so when people to me are like, "Oh, how do I be a voice actor?" First of all, like, even like on the online voice acting, like for like indie games and stuff, even those people are quite good.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of those people, the only reason they're not in bigger things is because they're just not in the right area. But the competition at almost any level when you're doing it for professional work is steep. So I would say it's networking, or not knowing the right people, and then competing against people is the toughest part about it.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Can we just hold that water? You're looking to put it down. Just hold on. to
No.
it.
No, I'm good. Yeah. No, I'm good. Thanks.
No problem.
Howdy,
Hey.
gamer. I had a question. There was this game, this platform fighter you were working on a while ago that you did some voice work for, called Earth Romancer. Are you still working on that, or is that just canned?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
Sorry, I have no idea. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
so the movie Detective Pikachu just came out. What do you think of it?
Oh, it was cute. I was not super impressed by the story, but I thought it was a cute kids movie, and I genuinely got a kick out of seeing the Pokemon like in the real world. Like that was my favorite part about it, was seeing like them interacting with humans and that kind of thing. So yeah, overall I enjoyed it. It was cute.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Where did your cat's names come from?
My cat's names? Oh, Effie was the name that the shelter gave her. So when my wife adopted her, I was like, keep that name because it's super cute. And then Sophie, my parents actually found her as a stray. And then they were like, my mom was like, let's name her Sophie because it sounds like Effie. And I was like, okay, yeah. Like, at first I was like, what? And then I was like, no, that's actually a really cute name for a cat, Sophie. So that's why, Effie and Sophie.
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
Big fan, bro. Been watching you for a while now.
Thank you.
I got a question. You had a skit from a long time ago called Whose Gun Is It? What was the thought process behind that, making a robbery funny?
Which skit was it?
Who gun is it anyway?
Who what, sorry?
Who gun is it anyway? It was like a fight over the gun for a wallet.
Did I do a skit like that?
Yes.
Who's?
It's on an old channel. It's years ago, man. It's
You sure it wasn't somebody else?
Nah, dude.
Did I do a skit like that? I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, like 2014, 2012.
Whose gun is it?
Yeah.
What was the joke?
Long ago.
Explain my own video to me.
All right. Cool. Hey, cool moment. All right. So the whole thing started where a guy walks up on you, sees your wallet. You pull out a gun. He pulls out a gun. Fight for the gun. He loses his gun. Grabs your gun. Disarms that gun. Freddie Wong.
Sounds like a Freddie Wong skit.
Freddie Doe.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's okay. That's okay. You get a free pass on that one. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I don't think I've made a video like that. Hello.
Greetings. Okay. Sorry. As a voice actor, what do you find like anything irritating towards being a voice actor?
Irritating about the job itself?
Yeah.
Nothing irritating. I think definitely one thing about it, though, is physical strain. I think especially if you're doing a job that requires a lot of yelling or screaming, it can be hard on the throat. But otherwise, I love doing it. So the only thing I can think of is like physical limitations, I guess.
But what about silent screaming? Like,
silent screaming? What? Like,
are you just like a minimal volume of like screaming?
Oh,
like,
you mean what if I just did that instead?
Yeah.
That would sound awful. That would.
Yeah, just like right now.
Yeah, like anyone who does like, if a character has to yell, this is something that a lot of people starting out in voice acting don't do. They try to do like a fake yell, like, or whatever. Sounds terrible. You need to do a full yell for it to sound like a yell.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
Yep.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
So my boyfriend is considering buying a game called Kingdom Death, 19 pounds of nightmare horror gaming.
Okay, yeah.
Have you heard of it? Have
I
you played
have.
it? And is it really worth $400?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you played it?
I'm so like thirsty for it that like I would pay $500 to play it.
Okay. From what I haven't played it, but from what I've heard, the miniatures are amazing. I don't know if I would personally enjoy it. Like everyone is always saying, should you buy that or Gloomhaven? I bought Gloomhaven. I love Gloomhaven.
Really good game.
It is an amazing game. Kingdom Death, I hear, if you are the type who enjoys like dying a lot and roll a dice and something bad happens because of the dice roll, then you might like Kingdom Death Monster, because I hear there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's some luck and there's a lot of death. It's a very punishing game. But people who love that game love that game. So it depends on your partner, whatever they like. If they don't like that kind of stuff but want a big box game, Gloomhaven, I love that game. That's a very strategic, immersive game. That's not the same game at all, but people compare it because it's so expensive. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's good, my nigga?
Hey.
DC or Marvel, and who's your favorite hero?
Is that two questions?
DC or Marvel, and who's my favorite hero?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'd say in terms of what, movies or anything?
All together.
I'm not like a big comic book guy in general. So to compare, I think for me what will always be the best is DCAU, the DC animated universe, like Justice League, that kind of stuff. So I'll say that. Although, yeah, I'll say that. And then favorite superhero, I'm basic, Batman. I'm real basic like that. So
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I follow you on Twitter a lot, and one of my favorite things that you do is you'll post what you get in Love Live. So I was wondering what idol got you to keep playing it, got you starting to make you play it.
What got me to play it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, somebody I think on Tumblr I knew was like playing it, and I was like, well, that looks cute. Like, what is this from? And then I was, because deep down I had known about like Idolmaster and stuff like that, and I was like, I feel like I'd like these games if I played them. And then I realized it was like a rhythm game that it was just fun. It was a fun rhythm game. So I just saw someone else playing it, but I don't remember a specific girl that got me to play it. I think it was just the concept of a rhythm game with girls that pretty much sold me on it. So yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to know in AFMO series, do you know if Kai is gonna make a comeback?
Do what? Oh, an AFMO. I have no idea. You'd have to ask her. It seems like no, but maybe.
Everybody thinks he's dead.
I have no idea. Yeah.
So on your Press Buttons and Talk channel, now that you and Mankey have finished the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, who would you say is your favorite character from the original trilogy?
Who here knows Press Buttons and Talk? It's a Let's Play channel. Okay, if you don't know about it, check it out. Press Buttons and Talk. Favorite character? My favorite character, has always been Edgeworth in Ace Attorney, from beginning to end. So Edgeworth, still.
He's so handsome.
Isn't he? Yeah.
So
Hello.
dreamy.
Hello.
Hi.
I like your content, to be honest. And one of my favorite videos is the one that you sing the random English lyrics in a Japanese song.
Yeah.
Do you still do that, to be honest, or no?
Yeah. I mean, of course I do. Who doesn't do that?
I do it sometimes because the one that you do is like the Haikyuu one, and that was like my favorite video out of all.
Yeah.
So it's
No, I definitely. It's usually gonna be. I know like part of the Japanese, and then some mumbling, and then English part. So absolutely, I still do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna start by saying I love you.
I love you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much romance.
Yeah. I love all of you equally. Yeah.
And this might be a bit of a colossal answer, or may need a bit of, I guess, ground to grab some stuff. But can you hit us with your fast food tier list?
With my what tier? Fast food tier list?
Yeah.
That'll probably be a video at some point. Like, you know what? I'll save it for the video. But you know, here what? Say one fast food restaurant, and I'll tell you what tier they'd be on.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, so Chick-fil-A. Here's the thing about Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Food-wise, it'd be an S tier, but morality-wise, F tier. So the thing, I always say, like, why couldn't the bad one be like Burger King or something? Not that any of them should be bad, but like, it's too bad because I do like the food a lot. But so there you go. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so first off, I want to thank you because if it wasn't for you, I would have never watched Chihaya Furu.
Oh,
and
nice.
That is one of my favorite anime that I've ever watched. So that being the case, I wanted to ask you what either your favorite scene or favorite character was from the show.
Favorite scene or favorite character?
Yeah,
Favorite
anything
character would probably be Arata. And favorite scene? Without spoiling anything, the last match in season 2 is so good.
Yeah.
Who here has seen Chihaya Furu? Okay, not enough people. Go watch Chihaya Furu. It's my favorite anime of all time. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Close enough. Okay. So you voiced Principal Giant Spider in Monster Prom, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite character in the Monster Prom game?
Ooh, I haven't actually played Monster Prom, but I'll just be biased and say Brian, of course, or the interdimensional prince, or Principal Giant Spider, who was only in the trailer, because I voiced all 3 of those characters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That answer was Vera.
Who's best girl in all of anime?
Oh, all of anime.
You're gonna start a war, sir. It's gonna be bad.
You know, I'm just gonna be true to myself.
Ooh.
This might be a basic answer, but Nami from One Piece is my girl. Like, God, she's the best. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good.
So, given the success that you've had with this strategy over the course of your life, do you recommend that people write edgy Mario fan fiction to find a romantic partner?
Absolutely, yes. Yes. It is a surefire way to find a romantic partner. Yes.
Take note.
Yeah.
Foolproof. We got 10 minutes left, so if you have questions, we still got room for you.
Yeah, you know what? If you line up right now, I won't answer the questions, but and that'll be it. So line up now if you have any last questions. Otherwise, I'm out of here.
He'll run,
I will.
literally.
I will bolt. Because we have a 30-minute buffer after this, right?
Well, we're supposed to cut at time.
At time? Okay, so we'll just get through as many as we can, but just line up and then no more after this.
Lightning round. Ask them fast, answer them fast.
All right, what's up?
Hello. So I found out about you from your videos that got shared on Reddit, specifically on the subreddit YouTube Haiku.
Mm-hmm.
How did that? First of all, are you familiar with the subreddit?
I know of it, but I don't use Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were kind of like one of the big of 2 personalities, specifically on that subreddit.
Sure.
Well, I guess it changes
Lightning
if you didn't really
round,
know.
real fast.
Sorry. Short videos. What's the mentality for when you make a short video versus a long video? How does that affect your process?
Short video is usually a skit, so it's just very quick, lightning in a bottle, just grab, think what's funny and go. If it's a long form, it's usually me eating Lunchables or something, so that requires way more editing. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You cut me off whenever we need to be done, because I cannot see.
Oh, they got placards. They're gonna wave at me. I got
All
you.
right,
fam.
you got me. All right,
I got
all
you.
right. We'll just try to do as many as we can. What's up?
If you had the choice, would you rather voice act a Joe Bro or the main character of an isekai that hasn't been dubbed yet?
What's Joe Bro?
The main character from a JoJo's sidekick.
Oh, that's what you call them, a Joe Bro?
Yeah.
I'm
Learn the
learning new
lingo.
things every day. So would I rather be a JoJo sidekick or an isekai character? A Joe Bro. Yeah.
Hey there.
Hello.
So you're the reason I finally got around to watching Mushishi, and I loved it.
Nice.
It's one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
what would you say is your personal favorite story from those 2
Ooh,
seasons?
in the entire thing? Ooh, that's tough.
Or just season 1, season 2? I mean.
I'm gonna say just off the top of my head, one that always comes to mind is the one where the mom is losing her memory with the son. That one always gets me. So I'm gonna say that one. But there's a lot of really good stories in that.
Personally, episode 2.
Which one is that?
That's the one with the girl who's going blind.
Oh yeah. That's a great one too.
Hi.
Hello.
So you know that parody video you did of Magic the Gathering with the cheese chakra and the dairy drivers
Yeah.
and stuff like that? In real life, how well do you actually understand Magic the Gathering?
I have played Magic the Gathering before, but only a couple times. But I've played enough board games and card games where I understand the game, like tapping, and it's not that hard to understand. So I just had to do a little refresher, but otherwise, yeah, I understand how to play Magic.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your favorite cutscene from the Professor Layton games?
I'm gonna say the final cutscene of the 3rd game, no spoilers. Yeah.
Favorite skit?
Ever?
Ever.
Made by anyone?
SNL, any of yours. Any of yours.
Maybe the first Lysanderoth one. Yeah, I'll say that one.
Will you review Trogdor the board game when it comes out?
Ooh, I usually review stuff that's sent to me, but I actually pledged for that one. So I probably won't do a formal review of it, but I'll probably talk about it on Twitter. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Thanks.
Nice. Hey, that kid's got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Tara Maname, who's Tomoko gonna end up with?
You're gonna have to watch and find out. Can't spoil that.
Thanks for Chihaya Furu and the Phoenix Wright playthroughs. Who are your favorite Straw Hats in order?
Oh my God! In order?
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? Maybe I'll do it. I think I've done this in a tweet form. I'm gonna say that Zoro. Oh my God. Okay, Zoro. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. Zoro, Nami, Frankie, Luffy, Robin, Usopp, Chopper. Who am I forgetting? Brooks at the end. Who else who did I not say? Oh, Sanji. Yeah. Oh, he's standing right in front of me. I'm gonna put Sanji above Robin, and that's my ranking.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, power rankings. 5 minutes, folks. Keep them coming.
Hi.
Hello.
What do you think of the anime, The Promised Neverland, without giving any spoilers?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard very good things, and I'm planning to watch it soon.
Oh, I definitely recommend it then.
Yeah, I hear great things about it.
Hi, big fan of your the video where people mispronounced your name. Does that happen in real life still?
Yep.
What is your favorite furniture senpai?
Out of all the Cherem anime characters?
Yes.
A refrigerator senpai.
What is your opinion on SAO?
I haven't seen it. It's the safest answer I could give, but I actually have not seen it. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your favorite breakfast item?
Breakfast item?
Yeah.
For me, it's just classic, like bacon and eggs. If I had to choose, eggs.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Over bacon, wow, okay.
Listen, eggs can be anything. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to Atlanta.
Yeah, my pleasure.
How you pronounce your name?
Which one?
Your YouTube name.
ProZD.
Okay, thank you.
You didn't even know.
That was Proz.
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Hey man, big fan. So you obviously have reached a lot of success and reached like heights on YouTube. So what are your next steps and your future goals?
For me, it's just doing as much voice acting as possible. That's always been the goal anyway. So it's just keep doing as much of that as possible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's up, Andre? Yeah, I have there's a lot of voice acting that they try to do Southern accents, and it always sucks in my experience.
Sure.
And I don't know what the reason is, but I was wondering if you could just give me your best Southern accent.
Oh God, on the spot.
I'm from here, and it's always a thing
What kind of Southern accent?
You can have a Mississippi. That would be awesome.
Specifically.
Or Kentucky, the big Colonel drawl.
Give me a line.
Boy, it sure is hot out here. I wish I had an Arnold Palmer.
Boy, it sure is hot out here. I wish I had an Arnold Palmer.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. You make me smile a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, question. Favorite cheese?
Ooh, a really good Parmigiano Reggiano.
Ooh.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Final question goes
Final
to
question.
Sora.
Awesome. What's the most trash anime that you've actually sat there and watched?
Like, willingly? The whole thing?
Sure.
I usually only stop after one episode if it's trash. Can I just name one of those?
Sure.
No Game, No Life.
All right. Thank you.
And on that note...
Wow. Yeah, now that you've raised everyone's ire, thank you all for coming
right,
out.
thank you very much for coming.
Sungwon, for your time. Are you doing a signing later on? Do you have more time at the table?
Yeah, tonight I have Rating Your Anime Wives and Husbands Live. That's going to be a great panel. And then tomorrow I've got autographs, so see you then.
Woo!